Alright, so I just suffered through the film The Monkey. Alright, let's read over the overview. When twin brothers, and I will have complaints about them being twin brothers, find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged siblings to confront the cursed toy. Well, this overview is misleading. First thing I'm going to say is the way it starts, it probably should have let me know that it's not taking itself seriously. This film is more like trying to be a comedy than it's trying to be a horror. It tries to be scary, but it's not. Like, I think it's primarily gory, if anything. So we're introduced to this man who's trying to get rid of a toy, and trying to get rid of it because, well, he knows death follows it and he wants to save his kids. He burns down the place, and it's like a comedic sketch at the very end, so I should have realized, I was like, oh, this is gonna be what it's like. And then skip to the next day, the toy finds itself back in the family closet. The father has disappeared. The wife is constantly complaining, constantly talking, you know, negatively about everything. Normally you would think a parent would try to uplift their kids, would try to bring encouragement to their kids, would try to, you know, be a real parent. No, when a death happens, she basically talks about how everyone's gonna die. There's no point in anything. It doesn't matter. Anything you do doesn't serve a purpose. That's the way she's talking to her children. And I couldn't find her relatable. You have the twin brothers who, I have 4 brothers. I had 4 brothers growing up, and it just didn't work for me. They're twins. Sure, you have sibling rivalry, but this was like people who absolutely hate each other. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't fathom that kind of hatred towards a sibling. So for me, the characters, the kids in the beginning were unrelatable. The one who wanted to murder his older brother by 3 minutes, and the older by 3 minutes was constantly bullying the younger brother. And the younger brother, by 3 minutes, had this dream, like this hallucination, like how he wanted to kill his older by 3 minutes brother. He wanted to drop his mother's bowling ball, I believe, on his brother's face. But we spend like 30 to 40 minutes with them as kids, you know, trying to just show us the deaths that happened around. They both realize what the monkey does. They get rid of it. Fast forward 25 years. They could have done all that in the beginning in a few instances without having to drag it on, but they wanted to show the death of the mother. They wanted to show a comedic sketch because they wind the toy and then it goes to a funeral scene of their uncle. It's just like, oh, this is how he died, being trampled in a sleeping bag. They opened the sleeping bag. It was just, it was terrible to watch. I had fun with it because in the theater, I had a stereotype literally in the theater, and I'm not gonna say what the stereotype was because I couldn't get away with saying it. But yeah, there was a stereotype in the theater, and she made it comical. She was like 5 rows down, and you could hear her throughout the theater. And it was comical. But that's the stuff I found funny, because they tried to force jokes. They tried to force all this stuff. They have this weird dynamic of bullying. A lot of it just made no sense to me, and it felt like it didn't belong in this film. But they skipped 25 years. The nerdy one, the younger brother by 3 minutes, has a son. He gets with his son, who the whole thing was done as a comical sketch. The fact that he has his son, his ex-lover, you know, not wife because I don't think they were married, the one who bore his child is married to like Father of the Year, someone who writes books on parenting, who just turns out to be this weird, he was just weird. He was just weird. But everyone in the town starts dying, and the older brother calls his younger brother by 3 minutes to go and check on it and to bring his son with him. Well, I don't think he actually asked him to bring it doesn't matter. But he takes his son with him. It turns out, twist be told, the older brother by 3 minutes keeps winding the toy, killing everyone in town, trying to kill his brother. Because he realized his brother killed his mother by winding the toy. Only to realize that his brother killed his mother trying to kill him, but the monkey doesn't take requests. The monkey just does. And most likely just avoids killing the person you want, so you keep winding it up. Yeah, I couldn't find this film entertaining. I just had issues with it from the very beginning. I knew it was gonna be a bad film when I watched the stereotype come up the stairs, But what's funny is that actually turned out to be the best part of the film. Later on, like after 10 minutes of this film is going on, you have someone walk into theater, turn on their flashlight to try and find their seat, constantly munching away on their popcorn. But this film, honestly, was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. You have unrelatable characters. The story bounces all over the place. You don't feel guilt or you don't feel sad for anyone who dies. Why? Because everyone's just a terrible human being. Everyone in town is a terrible human being. Even when the realtor gets her whole body blown to pieces, you don't care about it because she was absolutely annoying. Even when the girl who I'm guessing was selling her body to some rich, wealthy man jumps into the pool and explodes, you don't care about it because, well, she was using her body to, I guess that's what I was. You're at a motel in the middle of nowhere with a woman, and it just seemed like that's what it was going for. But in all honesty, if you're wanting to see a comedic horror film, watch Stree. That's a much better film. There's so many better films that are better balanced in horror comedy that are out there. I mean, heck, even What We Do in the Shadows, I believe that's what it's called, is a better comedic horror. Of course, that's more comedy than it is horror at all. It's just comedy. But that's still a better dark comedy than this. This tried to be more horror, and it was just like, how many interesting ways can we kill people? What can we show in theaters without it getting, you know, removed from theaters? Because after a certain part of violence, it's not allowed in cinemas. Yeah, but the older brother, by 3 minutes, ends up dying the way his younger brother, by 3 minutes, wanted him to die. The very end, he ends up with a bowling ball in his face. And it's just like, that's the only thing that I saw throughout the film. It's like, oh, okay, that right there makes sense. That right there makes sense. You planted it at the beginning of the film, and it proceeded to the end of the film. Again, that's also another issue with this film, because it has a bunch of running gags. Like, there's that gag of, like, you know, the punk kids that go to shake your hand, and then, ah, gotcha. That thing. They're trying to have a heart-to-heart moment at the very end of the film. You hear the sad music going, you hear all that stuff, and then, ah, gotcha. And then it continues again with the sad music, the heartfelt, ah, gotcha. And it's just like, dude, do you want it to be a serious moment? Do you want it to just be a comedy? It's like, pick your lane. This first time you do that, it's like, okay, the older brother's a prick. Okay, we understand that. And then you do it again, and it's just like, what? Yeah, but I just found this film a huge bother, because I myself have a lot of brothers. The count now, I think, is five brothers. But it's just, I don't understand how that could be something people can relate to. I just don't. I will never be able to fathom that. And if someone's has ever been in a situation like that with a sibling, I feel sorry for you. I honestly feel sorry for you. The fact that you have a parent that doesn't care, your father who risked his life to save you, your mother just doesn't care about that. Of course, they don't know, but the fact that she doesn't even try to help her kids grow up to be better people. Yeah, this movie was absolutely terrible. I guess a few people are enjoying it. If you like gore, if you like a stupid story which really goes nowhere, or if you want to see like stupid comedy in a horror film, where it's like sibling rivalry, which doesn't feel like sibling rivalry, if that's what you want, you will enjoy this film. But for me, I prefer good character, I prefer good story. No, absolutely not. Remember, I watch these things so you don't have to. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.
You guys got a video? So bad.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.